Alrighty. So, I thought we would ask about the tug of war taking place between your higher and lower selves at this time. We'll be using the Animal Spirit Oracle deck as well as the archetypes by the same artist who created the other deck. So, let's see. What do we have here? Let's see who your lower self is being represented as. The snake. Let's see. Okay, and let's see who your higher self is being represented as. The frog. Oh, these other ones popped up. Maybe we can use it to prop up some of these cards. See them more clearly. Alrighty. Alrighty, Mortal Kombat. We've got the frog versus the snake. The frog is your higher self, and the snake is your lower self. So let's talk about the snake. Where does the snake dwell? The snake dwells in the river. Okay. And where does your higher self dwell? Two cards. But I'm going to take the cave. Okay. And what tools is the snake using? The nectar. I'm going to put that down here because I run out of room. And what tools or tool is your higher self, the frog, using? The tear. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the storm and the riddle. It's basically what you're experiencing in the 3D. So we'll get to that. Okay, so I don't know if you can hear the children. School's out. So obviously they feel very free because they've been pent up all day in the prison system we call school. Okay, so right off the bat, it seems to me that your lower self is holding on very tightly to something. something that means the world to it, something from the past, because the river represents a lot of self-reflection and swimming in memories and soothing itself with those memories, almost like reliving a moment, because it's easier to live there in that moment. It's a sweeter place than your present, which was described as the storm. It makes sense. The snake is holding on very tightly to something very sacred to its heart. And the more that it reflects on that river of memories, the more it sees itself more clearly. But your higher self is looking at the snake and is like very understanding of how it's behaving and why. Of course, the higher self always understands. It's doing its best to renew your energy here in the 3D and the energy of your lower self. There's a lot of water. So while your lower self is swimming in the river, your higher self is kind of supporting it in that it's allowing it to rain all the more. But that rain is made of something different. It's not exactly the river water. It's not raining upon those memories and showering you with more droplets of that sweet nectar. It's giving you something new. Your higher self is giving you a lot of hope so that it's easier for you to leave this sweet nectar of this river behind so that you can move forward. And your higher self is very gentle. It's not creating like a war or so much of a battle. It's here in the cave, minding its own business, letting your lower self do its thing. But it is sending it like these hand signals, like sign language, very subtle as it watches it, validating any kind of pain or sorrow that comes up, but also sprinkling it with something that's nurturing and full of a renewed hope, a renewed energy. The tool that it's using is the tear, again, like more raindrops. It's urging you to go ahead and cry if that's what's been going on, because, tears are very healing. It's a form of purging. So your higher self is there supporting you. So it's not so much of a tug of war, which is a surprise to me. As I said, I thought we were going to have like a Mortal Kombat fight. But no, they're working very much in tandem for your healing. How beautiful all of these parts of you are, and how in unison, unified they stand. Beautiful. So the snake is saying, I miss that time and I miss that place, and I don't want to move forward, I want to go back. Is that possible? And the frog is saying, it's possible. That's what you do when you remember things and sit in the memories. You are living there and you can always come back when you need to, and right now you need to, so that's fine. But, you are going to have to move forward. Remember that anything you ever loved, you could never possibly lose. It stays with you. That's the point of loving something and identifying with it so deeply. It stays with you. It's part of you. And as you move forward, when you remember what it is that you love from the past, you'll realize that in the future you'll meet it again in new form. But if you're not ready or don't have all that much faith in what I'm saying right now, then you do you. That's okay. The snake is saying, what gets me through every day is remembering how evolved I am. I am the keeper of life's greatest secrets. I understand, like, the geometry of it all. I do. But it's a whole other thing to be able to move with it. Having the awareness of all of this stuff is not enough. To put it into practice sometimes, that trips me up. And the frog says, it's funny though, because when the harder you hold on to something, the more you keep mirroring to your own self that it doesn't already belong to you. So the tighter you wrap around that sacred awareness and all of your gifts, the harder you try to keep holding on and bringing them to the surface and using them, you'll notice that they'll start to falter or fade away in those moments, because the habit of holding on too tightly to anything is almost like the same as admitting it doesn't belong to you. If you want to prove that it belongs to you, get this river flowing that way, forward, whenever you feel called. As long as you carry it with you in your heart, and just go about your day and focus on what's in front of you in that moment and live in the present, as they say, you'll start to notice that all of these things, these gifts, and these ways that you've evolved will come blossoming up in very surprising ways. You will surprise yourself. But the snake is like, the past is too sweet to leave right now. And the frog is like, so stay and do what you do. That's fine. Listen to music. If it's hard to cry, music is a kind of a trigger for our tears. So work with it and stay there. Just know that these truths exist and you're safe. I'm watching over you. I'm sending you signals all the time. You'll never be able to lose your gifts, because I am your gifts. And I'm always with you, so that's fine. That's really, man, you're such like a peaceful person. Because I did this one on me a few days ago, and it was like the panther versus the jaguar or whatever. And the conversation was like not collaborative between my two ones. But you, very, very understanding nature of yours, and very gentle. Okay, so what are we talking about here? Let's get more specific, can we? What is this snake holding on to? What river does it swim in now? A collaboration, either having to do with work or people that you've worked with, or work that you've done or neglected to do on yourself. Let's see further. 3 of Pentacles. What else? What is the river that runs through it? So we have the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Lovers. King of Pentacles, Two of Cups. Okay. For one group of you, the snake is holding on to either like a job that you left in search of greater happiness, and a part of it feels like, well, at least it was safe, and now that I'm moving away from it, I feel very unsafe. So it's kind of ruminating in the question of, was that the right decision or not? Let me play it over and over in my head again. How else could it have gone? So it's stuck on that kind of a regret. For another group of you, this is a romantic relationship that you worked very hard on but had to walk away from because it looks like there was a third entity involved. Either there was a betrayal, or either you or somebody else in the relationship had another commitment that wasn't a betrayal but had to commit themselves to. So that's been very difficult, and the memories of that relationship or even that workplace, there's something very nurturing and sweet about it, especially because it was familiar and safe. So that's what the snake is holding on to right now. And it feels like a storm because it's a great change. And change, even when it's positive, even when it's happy, it's stressful. Humans are creatures of routine. So even a positive change is something that's very unsettling. Having to adjust to something new never feels right, even when we know it's right. That's the storm that the snake is in. And the riddle is essentially, was it the right decision? But the answer is definitely yes. You made the right decision, whatever you walked away from. If someone or something walked away from you, then it was destined, and your higher self kind of orchestrated that for you. So the answer to the riddle, was this the right thing? Is this okay? Am I still on a divine path here? Am I protected? The answer is yes. Yeah. Don't worry. Now, who is your 3D self? How are you kind of consolidating these two energies of you, and how's it manifesting in your 3D identity or persona? Let's see. Dang. Well, that's too many. But oh no, that's just 3. We've got the King. Somebody who's in charge, a leader of their own life. We've got the Orphan, almost the opposite energy. And look at these two different hands. So you're definitely working with both energies. On the one hand, you're calling the shots and you feel stable and grounded. But on the other hand, you're still reaching for that flower that looks just like what's in the nectar card that you're reaching for. So you've actually got an outstanding balance. You're so aware of your higher and lower selves. And may I say, your lower self is like leagues above like most people's 3D selves or even higher selves that I've read. So that's really impressive. But then ultimately we have the one, Neo. This card represents an awareness that you are one with the all of the everything. This card represents that you see in yourself not just a human being, the human avatar, and that suit that you wear has fallen off. You look deep within and you see a bright orb of light. You know that's who you are. You are the one, the all, the everything, all at once. You feel that and you know it. Yeah. And then we've got the animal. You've been set free, actually. You've been set free from the river. And you know it. You embrace it. But some days it hits you. And it's very healing to go back and sit in those memories and kind of replay it over and over and just kind of make sure that it's something that's always with you, and remind yourself that you're never actually going to leave that thing. The essence of what you loved in that thing still exists within you and in your future as you create it moving forward, because we create using love. Everything that we love, it manifests as we move forward. So the essence of what you loved, of the thing, the symbol, 3D thing you left behind that represented and carried the essence of what you love. The symbol, the 3D, is something left behind, but that essence, that's with you, and you will be meeting it and re-meeting it in 1,000, 100,000 new forms as you move forward. Any last messages? Does the frog want to say any last thing to the snake or to the one, which is you? Let's get it out here. How beautiful. The frog's final message. Wow, a lot. I'm not going to take these ones. The frog says, in a lot of ways, this hasn't been an ending. It's just been either a hiatus of sorts. You can pick up if you want it, but the fact of the matter is that you don't want it, and you know it. It is your choice to move forward. You are not forced. Always remember that. You have gone inward, and you have found yourself, and you carry that light that you found moving forward. It lights your path. Take the time to cry, because that's very important. A purging of emotions is a form of therapy and renewal. But ultimately, you know, you have all the answers. The decisions you made and that were made in the past, they were good for you, don't worry. Judgment has been called on a situation. It turns out, judge rules, you deserve better. And you know it. The fire inside you is bright. There's something about you that's youthful, because maybe this experience in the river of the past, like, it aged you in a way. But in releasing it, it was like shedding your skin. And it revealed underneath it a very youthful thing. It's coming back up to the surface now. And all these other cards. But that's too many. We don't want to convolute the message. Okay? So that was really beautiful. You are in such great union with yourself. All three of you guys are really collaborating, like, on a higher level. Okay, so I think that'll do. Thank you.